Muy buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, amantes del rock y del metal. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a Conexión Rock Radio. Como siempre, les saluda Johnny González en otra interesante video entrevista. Les invitamos, como siempre, a que nos dejen su pulgar arriba y que disfruten del contenido que les tenemos preparados para todos ustedes de manera periódica. Hoy, pues, tenemos una entrevista muy, pero muy especial y de igual manera tenemos a un invitado bastante especial en nuestra casa y que es considerado como uno de los pioneros dentro de lo que es el speed y power metal de Alemania. Y nos referimos al señor Peavy Wagner, que es bajo y vocales de la banda Rage y que lo tenemos acá en nuestra plataforma y que vamos a estar conversando de su actualidad. Peter, nice to meet you again. Welcome to Conexión Rock Radio. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation for make this interview with you in this day. And we share for the fans from Rage around the world about the upcoming news that the band have in hands in this year. Welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and hello to everybody who hears this.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Start my interview in this day. Let's talk about A New World Rising. This is the album number 27 in the discography from Rage via Steamhammer. By the way, congratulations again. This is a new great album that you and the rest of the guys make for this year. I want to know, Peter, looking back at such a bad discography, what made this record stand out from the previous ones?
I think the album is pretty fresh, and when we made it, it felt for me to be really free of the balance from the past. As last year, the band celebrated the 40th anniversary, and I have released this book, Sound Chaser, about the band history. And when I went through all these memories for a couple of years and reflected the past, it felt for me like letting it all go, you know. And now I can, now after this, could start freely in a open future, you know. So it felt for me absolutely fresh, and the band, we have nothing to prove anymore to anyone. Anybody knows who we are, and so we could really play free from the heart. And I think this is what you hear on the album. You know, it sounds really fresh and released. You know, so in the end, it's just a wonderful album, I think. And it brings all the qualities from Rage over.
Your album feels more positive compared with the dystopian afterlife lines. What inspires you, Peter, to embrace this more optimistic approach in the lyrics and music?
Like I said, first of all, it was, of course, this fresh feeling in the band, this good feeling. We are really good connected in the band, you know. The collaboration works wonderfully, you know. And then the idea was, you know, if you start from the album Resurrection Day, 3 albums ago, these 3 albums are pretty much like a trilogy, you know. I started to talk a bit about the history of mankind from the Neolithic age on, 10,000 years ago. On Resurrection Day, it shows the story to the to point here, you know, to the present time, on like Judgment Day or so. It's in the ending, you know. And on Afterlife Lines, I describe a more dystopic end time scenario, you know, which could actually happen in the next years or so, you know. At the moment, the world is in a big disruption, you know. Geopolitically, everything is separated newly, so that's a lot of things changing at the moment. And on this is, you could see like the bottom line of mankind. And then from there, where do we go when we are really, when everything is really down on the ground, and it will rise up again, you know? So I wanted to bring over this feeling of the new life growing from the ruins of an old world, you know. A new world grows from these ruins, and I wanted to bring over this kind of positively inspiring feeling, you know. What can you do with song lyrics, you know? What can you do? A song, you cannot really tell a big story. You need a book for describing all this in details, you know. So in song lyrics, you can basically give ideas, short inspirative ideas, and I wanted to bring some kind of positive inspirations in these songs. That was the idea behind it.
We know that you released the first singles, in this case, Freedom and Straight to Hell 25. By the way, the last song is a kind of rendition, a new version from the album Welcome to the Other Side from 2001. I want to know, this is the first time or revisit one song of the previous discography, or you had another songs that the last years had the chance in give a more fresh song?
Yeah, there could be, of course, a lot of more songs from the history to be re-recorded, but this song, especially Straight to Hell, has a special story why it is included on the album. There is a famous film director here in Germany, Mr. Michael Bulli Herbig, that's his name, and he had already this song, Straight to Hell, in a movie he did 25 years ago. And for this year, he made a remake of this movie, a kind of part 2 of this. And he called us last year and asked if we could record a brand new version of this song with a modern sound. 25 years ago, it was on Welcome to the Other Side, the song, which had a old-fashioned sound, I would say. It sounded like 90s or so. No? And so he asked us to make a new version of this song for his new movie, so to have it sound like metal sounds today. We did this for him. So the Straight to Hell 25 is included on this movie soundtrack, and so we put it also on the new album to have this synergetic effect. At the moment the movie is really successful here in Germany. Within nearly 2 weeks, it made already like 2 or 3 million cinema visitors. Which there's a lot of promotion going around this at the moment, and we are included in this. So we wanted to use this promotional effect also for the new album. That's why we connected all this. That's the reason why Straight to Hell is included on this album.
About the singles, Peavy, in this case, with Freedom and Straight to Hell, I had the feeling innovation can be another interesting single in the promotion for the new album, because all the songs carry a strong message. How important was to you to bring social and philosophical ideas into the rage music today?
I mean, I always bring this kind of philosophical things into the music, and you are absolutely right. Innovation will be the next single track. I think it will be coming out now in these days.
One of the highlights, as you mentioned in the previous interviews, by the way, is Fire in Your Eyes, which you describe as a kind of declaration to love of the fans. Can you tell us more about the bond that you share with your audience through this track?
Yes, this song is a kind of love letter to the fans, because when I reflected my life writing the book, I realized that I'm already I'm 60 now, and I have the most part of my life I could spend with making heavy metal, traveling around the world, playing this music for a stable metal scene that is very continuing around all around the world. I made friends all over this globus, and all these fans gave me the opportunity to live this life, So I'm very, very grateful for this. And I think the metal scene is this music unites people all around the world, So I thought this is a nice idea to say thank you within this song, And of course, this fire in their eyes. This is a fire, and when I see them in the first row in the concerts,
Yes.
This is.
Yes. The point about the song and about the chemistry with you and the fans when you play in many festivals and many concerts around the world. I understand this point, Peavy. The current, by the way, has been together some 4 years now. Who was the chemistry with you, Gene, and Lucky influenced the creative process for this new album?
Absolutely. Like you say, the chemistry between us three is perfectly. We all come from the same area here in Germany. We live out in the Ruhr area, which is basically the uh, biggest concentration of people. Is 5 million in this area. It's in the middle west of Germany, and there's a special mentality among these people, and so this makes it easy for us to communicate, to understand each other. At least a lot easier than it was a long time ago when I had a Russian and an American musician in the band. It was kind of weird, completely different mindsets. Of course, we could make good music, but the understanding among the members was a bit more difficult. And now this is really easy with Gene and Lucky. And yeah, I think this reflects also in the music. There's this good combination, this good feeling among the three of us brings out really a creative point.
This time you chose to not include orchestrations, something that's often has been part in the discography range around the years. Why did you decide to keep it more direct and rawer for this record? This is, I had the feeling that this album is a kind of experiment in the part of the history of rage. I don't know. Previously, had you the chance for keep off the orchestration part for the records, or this is the very first time that Rage offers something different for the people?
No, it's not the very first time, definitely not. We also had albums in the past without orchestration. It just didn't happen this time. When we wrote these new songs, we had nothing really in mind. There was not really a plan behind it. And when we realized we have already 14 new songs or so, and it all happened already without any ideas about orchestrating or so. So we just wanted to keep the tracks as pure and as simple as they are, because they worked wonderfully, in this way. And this doesn't mean that we wouldn't do our orchestrated tracks in the future again. Surely somewhere in the future we will do this again. But for this album now, it really worked perfectly without. So without, just leave it like this, leave it simple, leave it pure, like we had a lot of times in the past. There was plenty of albums in the history without any orchestration. So yeah, the album just didn't need it.
This production, of course, the new album, the production and mastering were once again handled by Manuel Cohen. After work of Afro Light Nights, what makes him the right partner for Rage at this stage?
Manuel is Manuel. He's already working with us since 3 or 4 years already, even before After Lifelines. We had him included in our team as a live mixing engineer. He did the front of house sound for us. And Manu is a very experienced studio technician. He recorded and produced many albums in all kinds of different music genres already before. And he's an old friend from Gene, actually. So it felt like very natural to also include him in the album production. And Gene always does the mix with Manu mostly together. And yeah, I think they made their first experience on After Lifelines, how it felt or how it was to mix Rage. And now they knew already what they were doing, and they just wanted to upgrade their work, and I think they made a really good job with it.
If you go back and give an advice to the young Peavy from 1986, just releasing Reign of Fear, what would you say to him?
Go on, my friend, and just trust in yourself. But actually, I did this, I jumped in the cold water. I tried to just be a musician, just live from this. It was not so easy in these early years, but we just dared it, And I would just, if I see myself back then, I would just say, just continue. You're on the right track, my friend.
It's a long way that you make with history with a bunch of classical albums. With such a long career, Peavy, how do you balance staying true to the reason while still innovating and surprising your fans?
I don't really know, actually. This can only be because we love to write songs. We love to make this music. We still have a lot of fun doing this, and we are very inspired. So this can be the only reason. It's not a work for us. It's a pleasure for us to do this. We feel like little kids playing with the notes. Playing with the instruments. So this is the nicest thing for me to imagine, to do in my life. That's basically you hear. I think you hear this in the music, how much we love it.
I understand this point, Peavy, because you had a lot of work over the years. You were part of many iconic bands here in Germany, like example Refuge, Space Invaders, Lingua Mortis, Mekon Delta, Savage, and another more, and the list goes and goes and goes. Looking back at Ratio Evolution, are there any albums you feel were, in the particular aspect, crucial or undefining your artistical path over the years?
Not really, no. Actually, all this music, all these songs, all these albums, I see this more like a photograph. It's a photograph from the moment, from this point when I did it. And it's like when you look at old pictures. You just remember this. Oh yeah, it was this and this situation, and I felt like this and this and this. So basically, I like them all. They are all memories of my life, memories of my past. So I love them all.
Each album is part of the big history that you and the current members or the past members has made over the years, and this is the main reason that the people can appreciate the legacy that you made over the years. Once the album is one release, you have contemplated and made a tour to support the album. What can the fan expect for the set list and the overall live experience this time around, Peavy?
Yeah, we of course we have so much material. It's not so easy to find a proper set list where every wish is included. But we will, of course, make a mix out of the band classics and of new material, definitely. And there's already plans for a South American tour for next year. I've seen the schedule, but I don't have it here, and I forgot when exactly and what time of the year it was. I would have to ask Lucky, our drummer. He's booking the band. He's doing all the live booking. And I have to ask him now, but at the moment I can't really say. But it's scheduled for next year, and as far as I'm concerned, I remember there was also a show for Honduras.
You have often combined metal with orchestral and experimental elements in your music. Do you see Rage exploring new collaboration or direction of the near future, or consider you that a new album is the start of everything to make something different in your sound?
I wouldn't see it as a start. It would be a late start after 40 years. No, this is a new chapter. It's the beginning of the next 20 years or so. I don't know how old I can get. I'm 60 now. And I hope, of course, I still have a couple of years that I can be around and can still tour the world and play for the fans. And of course, as long as possible, I will try to go on with this.
With a new world rising, carrying such a powerful message, what do you personally envision as the new world we should strive for?
At the moment, it's a lot of disruption going on, like I said already in the beginning of the interview. But I'm really sure that in the future we will find better ways to be connected with each other and to find good relationships. And I'm pretty sure the future of mankind will be bright.
At the end of this interview, Peavy, what message do you want to send for all the people that enjoyed this interview? And again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart in this chance in talk to you in this day. And send to you my best wishes for you and your bandmates for the release on this new album. You deserve the best. I enjoy you and the fans this special moment in the history of Rage.
Well, thank you very much. This goes also to you out. Thank you for your support, for spreading the news, and thanks to all the fans listening to this interview. And we hope to see you next year when we come over to your continent. And thank you very much, everybody, for supporting the band, for making all this possible.
Bueno, damas y caballeros, ustedes han escuchado esta interesante entrevista con Peavy Wagner de la banda Rage. Como siempre les invitamos, si tú eres fan de la banda, les invitamos a que compres el álbum, que lo disfrutes. Por ahí vamos a estar haciendo un review del disco y de igual manera, pues que en el momento que ustedes lo puedan escuchar en plataforma, lo puedan comprar y que puedan apoyar a esta interesante banda que ya oficialmente ya ha pasado las 4 décadas de carrera y que continúa haciendo historia ya con este nuevo trabajo que ya muy pronto saldrá a la venta, que se llama A New World Racing. Soy Johnny González. Estas fueron las entrevistas internacionales en Conexión Rock Radio, pendientes de la próxima de nuestra serie. Y como siempre les decimos a todos ustedes, que el rock y el metal no falten siempre en su dieta diaria. Que la pasen muy bien.